All right, what's up, everybody? We are live on this Friday.
Hello.
How are you? How are you? He has been getting assaulted, ladies and gentlemen, so we do have to keep an eye out for him.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good. Good Friday,
Okay.
dealing with the kids and doing, life stuff.
Yeah. Life stuff
How are
is
you?
fun. I'm here. I didn't do shit today. I had a lazy day. I didn't do nothing.
Good. You need one of those every once in a while.
Help my father-in-law move a little bit around the house, but I didn't do much of it.
Yeah, when I say, same thing.
Yeah. I was
Kids
looking
are home for
forward.
the summer.
Yeah. Which is good and bad. What's up, Quex? It's good because you got more help around the house. It's bad because
You do.
Yeah, that's true. You also have to keep them entertained for the
And feed them, dude. The food. I mean, I can only imagine it when they're Baron's age. 2 of them.
They never want to
in
wake
a
up.
Poorhouse. They don't already. Like when I was younger, I was up at 7. I'm kind of lucky with that too. Like these boys will sleep until 11 if I let them.
Yeah. See, I tell Baron, I'm like, hey, you need to get up. We can either work up there in the hot ass attic midday, or we can do it in the morning and quit by midday. But luckily, he's always like, yeah, let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Let's knock it out. But I was hoping we were going to get more UFO files today, but of course we did.
Yeah.
Of course we did. So this
and more so with his alien.gov thing. I know we've talked about this, but I feel like it even makes this UFO shit more of a joke too. Like it's all like,
yes,
you know what I mean? Like it's not serious. They're not taking this serious.
I completely agree. Like I mean, look, they did that first drop. It was 17 pages. We didn't get shit in that 17 pages, really. Nothing. We got some interesting stuff. A lot of the documents, like we've said, are more interesting than the videos.
Yep.
Then nothing for 2 weeks. Second drop comes in, and I think it was like an additional 6 pages. Same thing. Nothing. It was a bunch of shitty videos, shitty pictures, and there was, I think, 2 documents. Quex can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was very little documents. Then this comes around, and they don't release anything. So what's going on? Are these just completely random? Is it whenever the fuck they feel like it?
Yeah. It just doesn't seem serious. It doesn't seem like anyone's taking it serious, and it seems like, I don't know. It always seems to be like a background to something else happening, right? Like, of course, the shit in Iran's going down. Of course, all this other bullshit, bull stuff is happening, and it just seems to match up perfectly, and always has. It's always like, and it just makes you feel a certain way. Like, well, what am I missing? What are they trying to hide? Type stuff.
Right.
So.
Whatever they're not focusing on is probably what we need to pay the hell attention to.
Yeah.
And I did find
I want to see something like profound.
Yes.
like we've talked about, like autopsy footage, but then again, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to look at it and say, well, I've seen movies that, and it's just, I think they know that too, right? I think they know that coming into it is that we can kind of do what we want to do and push what we want to push, because.
And I got a few interesting clips we'll get into, not right off the rip, but I have a clip of allegedly somebody saying that one of those alien interview videos, they're pretty old, one of them is legit. And then I have another clip. It came out and it was saying that the disclosure plan was basically to come out like all the rumors have said. The disclosure plan was, hey, aliens are real and they created us. And they nixed that plan real quick because they heard the blowback. And that kind of lines up with when you think about it, it lines up with what we heard about the government pulling in all those pastors and being like, hey, listen, we're gonna basically be coming out with UFOs, and it's probably gonna like change the whole.
Yeah. And you know, there on the opposites, I could have been like prepared because we're gonna change the narrative, and this maybe is what happened, but we need you guys to work with us to, you know, play that down type
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're gonna work together. How you're gonna preach, how you're gonna talk to your flock, and this is how we're gonna put things forward and word it in this way. So it kind of lessens the blow a little bit.
Right. They're trying to get everything in line. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get everybody so they're all telling a cohesive story. That's what they're trying to do.
That too, and like Queck said, you know, we need them to say aliens are demons so people fear them. And then that's like Project Bluebeam side of things. Like then, you know, we're gonna see Jesus come out of the sky, or you know, an alien walking next to Trump, or like who knows.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth of it. But at the same time, like, I don't know. We've said it before. Do we even need disclosure at this point? Like, that's part of the problem. A lot of the shit the government's probably going to come out and say is that, like, oh, all these videos that we told you were fake are actually real. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. God CX3WC says, can any of you do
Jay can? I've seen it.
Yes, I can.
I've seen him do a front handspring too.
Yep, I can do it. I am very nimble for a 6'3", 260 man. Can I send a pic? Representative Jesus come out of the sky.
You can put it in our Discord if you join there. That's the easiest way we have access to it. Not trying to like push that or anything. But
no, push it. Screw them. Push it.
I don't know if Quex could help us out with that.
I already put it in there.
Oh, okay.
It's at the top of the chat. So I put the Discord in there because there's a long video that is very pertinent to what we're going to be talking about tonight. But it's about the Varginha incident. So do you know much about the Varginha incident? Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Not too much. I mean, just by name, I don't like if I see or hear what you're talking about. I'm not good with names. My special brain works in special ways.
There's a few documentaries on it. It happened in 1996 in Brazil. There was a UFO crash in Varginha, and it is the most documented like UFO crash ever. Dozens of eyewitnesses, from senior military to doctor, all that type of stuff. It's one of the most documented. And the guy who did it, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The guy who covered it, who created the documentary, went out here and did a lot of interviews. He's been trying to get a doctor to go on record for a while. Well, it finally happened, and we have that clip to show here. But it's the doctor testifying. Granted, it's in subtitles. Depending on how big it shows up on this ratio, the shorts ratio, I might just narrate it, so you guys might have to listen to me read. But it is pretty important. And then we have a bunch of other clips kind of going over the Varginha incident a little bit. But if you go watch the clip after the show, please. But go watch the clip in the Discord. It's a 26-minute clip. That's why I'm not showing it. And it's the original interviews from 1996 from Brazil. So obviously you're going to have to read the subtitles, but it is very interesting. All right. Just let me know if the quaddy
is taking a turd. Look at him.
Yeah, he is.
It's like when you're in the field in the woods popping a squat and someone comes walking around the tree.
That is true. That's how I dump in the woods.
Ítalo, Danelli Venturelli, eu juro que o que eu vou dizer para vocês é verdade, nada mais do que a verdade. Sou médico há 46 anos. E em 19...
They're not going to be able to read the subtitles. So he says he swears to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. He was a doctor in 1996, January 20th. That's when the incident happened.
1996, no dia 20 de janeiro, eu fui chamado para ver
paciente, né?
E quando eu fui ver, não era
getting there, I realized it was a being, né? Not of this planet.
Fui chamado eventualmente
I was called to give my opinion on this case, assessing it medically.
consciente, sem dor, sem
Conscious, no pain, no bleeding, breathing well, very calm and tranquil. Resembling a 7-year-old, pale, no body. Interesting. So the aliens do not stink. The aliens seem to have very good hygiene.
It is
head
not
was-
June's. John's June's.
What?
This is Brazil. This is Brazil. Go ahead. It was just I was answering a question in the.
Okay. One hand was under sheet, the other was out. The eyes weren't red, they were lilac, also teardrop shaped. Looking at me very calmly, not agitated, not aggressive, or in pain. I think not afraid either. He seemed to understand the situation. A beautiful gaze, one without judgment. Twice he looked at me, then to the window, then at me again. Stood about 60 inches from him. I didn't touch, but I was close. His way of looking suggested an intelligence greater than ours than you. Understood despite his defensive posture. He was not afraid. He understood what was happening. He likely had some purpose for being there. The truth is, I am an eyewitness. I saw the beginning. Say what you want, joke me, mock me, but I saw him lying there in front of me. It is important to highlight this is not about money. This is what changes the very concept of humanity, a being from another place. I was called by chance to see another patient, and I saw it. It's important for people to know this. Those who say they've seen a spacecraft, we really saw it. It's not easy to be here on camera talking about this. They ask and ask. It feels like we are lying, having to insist. I have sworn I saw it. And I did. I want the younger generation to believe that this indeed exists.
What about the older generation? Probably knows they're going to be. I mean, it just, yeah, it's another one of those things like, does it change the way I think of what I know? You know what I mean? And it all seems to just pull along that line. Like, it's cool. I didn't know it by name, but I know what you're talking about now. And you know me, I don't believe anything.
And there's a lot of cover up shit from that case. Like that ward where they took that alien was demolished there soon after. Hey, what's up, Shelly?
It's good.
Like the ward was destroyed. A lot of stuff, and there was even some stuff about the U.S. flying them down there to take the body.
That is correct, Quex. Yes.
Well, I mean, I think it's manipulated too. I just think that there's everyday people.
He's being funny though, because you know me. Yeah.
Everyday people who are gonna come out and be like, this is what I saw, and that's what we have from this case. There's so many eyewitnesses. If you go watch the documentary, there's even the eyewitness of the dude who drove the body to the hospital. And I also find it interesting that you can tell he was fucking nervous when he says I stood 60 inches away. That's pretty far. That's 5 feet. Like,
I wouldn't get that close either.
No, I'd be like, what the
I'd
fuck
peek around the door.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah. No, thank you.
You got to come see this shit.
Yeah. No, I would shoot it. In all honesty, I would shoot it.
If it was in my yard, yeah.
You know, if it was on a table, dying, I don't care. I am pro segregation of all the aliens. Yes. Yep, James Fox, that's his name, 100%. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you. James Fox. If you look James Fox, Varginha, you'll find the documentary. That's true, Quex. That is true. We'll highlight this real quick so people can see it. But we got this next clip, and it's kind of long, but it is a kind of like a press conference about the incident, and it's got some big UFO people in it. But Jacques Vallée, he's the famous ufologist. Allegedly, he's who Steven Spielberg made that one character in The Third Kind after, talking about the Varginha UFO incident. He calls it a landmark case. So we'll just kind of let this play. Again, just let me know if the quality is bad or something. Make sure I got the audio up. Okay.
Financial thinkers.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacques Vallée. I'm speaking at the request of Mr. James Fox, because a few years ago I initiated the system of multiple databases used by a DIA-sponsored program at Bigelow Aerospace as a cleared member of the scientific team charged with a study of UFO UAP phenomena. The data warehouse system contained data about 260,000 screened reports of anomalous objects in flight and hundreds of reports of creatures, live or dead, associated with crashed or landed vehicles of unknown provenance, including some similar to those in Virginia, thus providing useful multinational and historical context. My current research is taking us to deeper levels with new on-site analytical and physical research on historical cases, such as the 1945 case in San Antonio, New Mexico, the 1964 case in Socorro, New Mexico, also, and the 1965 case in Valençol in France. In those and several others, new physical and environmental data was collected. The observations involve a total of 7 creatures, generally similar in size and general body shape to those described by the witnesses in Varginha, Brazil, and by Mr. Fox, providing both context and statistical support for current and future findings. In particular, all the creatures just mentioned breathed air normally. Beyond this, I currently serve in a private capacity on the Scientific Advisory Board of the French Government National Center for Space Studies, CNES. That unit has actively researched the UFO problem since 1975, including national cases of close encounters with the presence of occupants, a number of which I have also studied on site. It should be clear, however, that I do not represent any of these government organizations in this or any other context. The Varginha incident of 1996 in Brazil, researched and documented by James Fox, fits within cases already known in scientific and medical records, many of which have remained classified. Relaxing the classification requirements while preserving security of essential facilities such as the nuclear labs would make it possible to inform and enlist the scientific community at a higher level. Action by the executive branch to allow more open exchange would be world-changing. As the Varginha case proves, allowing more open contact at an international level would yield better understanding of the global issues. The current segmentation of the data hinders any serious research into what appears to be an extraterrestrial phenomenon empowered by advanced artificial intelligence.
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. It's that we've been secretive. You know, obviously, I'm pretty sure Russia doesn't. Countries aren't sharing shit, and that's kind of what he started off at the very beginning of this little sentence was that, you know, we're not working together.
Well, that and I was talking about the last line there about artificial intelligence, powered by artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was a pretty interesting line. But
that's what Quex meant, the underwater AI printer creating UFOs.
dude, that was one of the things those congressmen were talking about, was those underwater bases or whatever. They seem to be manufacturing facilities, is the words they use.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. All right, should we continue on with this one? Let it finish out.
Yeah, it's another minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's interesting.
Open archives do exist to some extent, describing the physical and biological environment of the crafts and their occupants. Socorro and Valensol in particular, two unclassified cases officially deemed unidentified by multiple government agencies, have yielded evidence of traces, recovered materials, and environmental effects. But we know that much more is available. The Varginha case presents exceptional new knowledge beyond what was already known. It improves our information in two fundamental ways. First, in the ability to reconstruct what happened to the craft and its occupants from beginning to end. And second, in the professional description of the anatomical and behavioral features of the live creature recovered by authorities within a short time of the crash and to the point of its death. By this achievement, James' long and perilous project has opened up an entirely new field of research.
All right.
Interesting stuff said. Horrible public speaker. Not saying I'm any better, but
Well, yeah, there's also a language barrier there.
yeah.
But definitely some interesting stuff. What would Clay
Yeah.
say? We saw the underwater shit on some shit like 4chan before I heard it. Yeah, dude, 100%. It was in the 4chan leaks.
4chan was crazy.
Yeah. But
The whole story of that too, but yeah.
I also found it interesting where he brought up that they're described very similar. Like it's a similar race or something like that. But the incident in San Antonio, another one he said about in Mexico in 65, another one in France that I'd never heard of those.
Yeah, the
He
France
said
one, yeah.
Yeah, he said, and he said 45 in San Francisco. Roswell was 47, right?
Battle of LA was, I think, 1945 in San Fran or in LA or something. Wasn't that where they saw all the lights and
Yeah.
it was the influence behind, completely fake, but the movie Battle of Los Angeles, it goes back, I think, to 1945, where, because they had the coastal defense batteries and stuff, so the lights were turning on because someone had seen something, and they were all shooting into the sky. If I'm not mistaken, they were all blasting off, and the Antarctica stuff, I agree with that. Underwater too, but like Antarctica is like one of my places I want to go kick some stones over there.
Yeah. Why did we send not
Admiral
Kennedy?
Byrd?
No, I'm talking about it was like 2016. Who was it? Ran for president against Bush the one time.
Gore?
No, not Gore. The second time. Is it Kennedy? I can't think of his name. Anyways, they said he was in the Obama administration. He went to Antarctica. The Pope at the time went to Antarctica. The leader of the Eastern Orthodox Church went to Antarctica. A lot of people around that time all took trips to Antarctica, and it's kind of like, why? They're like, what's so fascinating down there? Yeah.
Here's the answer. Prepare. Maybe they were preparing all the way back then. I mean, it's not far-fetched to see a 10-year plan, 12-year, when it comes to stuff like this, right? This could have been started 10, 15, 20 years ago. All right, well, this is like I've always said is, prepping the landing field, okay, well, we need to say it this way, we need to approach it this way, we can put this out, we can't. So yeah, I firmly believe they could have been prepping this 20 years ago.
20
because
plus, dude. Yeah.
yeah, and that's when it really started taking off too. Like everyone into the UFO stuff. Like it gained a lot of popularity. I think 20 years or even a little before then, it started to gain steam and everything. So
The Pope going to visit the real religious leaders. Yeah, yeah. That's where the Jews hide out at, is Antarctica. That's where their supreme pyramid temple is. But no, Antarctica is super interesting, and yeah, and that's the other interesting is how interested Hitler was into that stuff, and not only that, but sending people to the Himalayas and stuff. He was looking for the spear of destiny, the spear that was used to kill Christ. Like, that's all very interesting stuff.
And then those flat Earth maps that are all made by the Germans. It's all German names and swastikas and stuff all on the outside of the ice wall and stuff. That's all it all fascinates me, and like,
yeah, who knows, dude? I mean, that's what Admiral Byrd said. He saw him down there.
And that's the thing with like, too, I don't want to get stuck on it, but like Hollow Earth, like we've done some deep core samples, but like how deep, and in what area? Like, who's to say the whole Earth is hollow? Who's to say it's not like some entrance in Antarctica, like Admiral Byrd talks about when he's on his plane in his journal. That it's just this, giant, almost underground civilization, but the whole Earth isn't hollow. It's this just big pocket. But
yeah, no, that's right, Quex. Hollow doesn't mean the whole thing's hollow. There could just be essentially massive caves and caverns, which we already know those exist.
Carlsbad Cavern, it's not that big, but it's very impressive. If you're ever out in New Mexico area, Carlsbad Caverns is fascinating. You walk down in the size of these caves, you're like, I'm 1,000 feet under the ground right now.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. I've been in what is it, Mammoth Cave?
Mammoth
Cave. Mammoth Cave's crazy too. But going back to what you were saying about them prepping, I think that kind of plays into when you hear about these people, Carter, Reagan's defense minister, being briefed about this topic and just being like completely wrecked. They're crying. Like, it's like they got told something like, hey, there's a fucking ship coming in like 40 years. Probably gonna kill
everything you do now doesn't matter. These guys are from the future. They're transdimensional. They come from the future, the past, from everywhere. They can move, across time scales. And guess what? Like, that would be shocking. I think that would be the most shocking to me, is that like anything you do, anything you say, no matter how hard you try to change the world, to do good, doesn't matter. We're all going to be gone. Like, to me, that would be, because I'm like, if it's past my kids' time, like, yeah, it doesn't affect me as much. Like, sure, my grandkids, my great grandkids, but I don't know them yet. You know what I mean? But if they told me, when your kid's 30 years old, just starting their family, everything's gone, that to me would be like, oh my God, that would be tough. And who's to say, I don't think a religion thing would break people as much, right? Like, I don't think maybe a deeply religious person, but like, say it was, and I know we won't get into it, but say it was, like, it's known, like, we were shown this, and that religion is not really what we think it is, or it's flat out false. For a lot of people, I don't think that would break them, right? Like, I don't think someone's just going to break down and cry and be a really religious person. Yes, sorry, I'm stumbling over my own words, but you get what I'm trying to say.
No, you're good. We're doing good, Kinsley. We're doing good. How are you? Yeah, the world is confusing, and I would love to know all the shit we're talking about. I would love to know the answers to it, but at the same time, what would it do to you? Like, if you didn't have to wonder, like if you just knew.
But you have to approach it as just you. Yeah, if it was I knew, like, does it change anything? But if the whole world knew, And that kind of goes into like Project Bluebeam and stuff, like trying to unify and trying to one world government type stuff. Not saying that's exactly what Project Bluebeam was, but if the whole world knew, do you think it would make a difference?
I don't know. Looking for answers myself. Me too, brother. Me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Anunnaki stuff is real interesting. Queck said something I agree with. I don't think it'll change religion belief too much. I think it'll break organized religion. Yes. And you can already see them planning for it. They're already getting they called for that meeting with all these religious leaders. They're trying to get the story straight right now. They're
Yeah.
already trying to get the
Yeah.
story straight.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to be inclusive, I think, right?
Yes.
Like, I think that's kind of a downside to a lot of things that happen. And inclusivity is good in most aspects, but sometimes we're too inclusive, right?
Mhm.
And they're trying to bring all these different people and different religions in and be like, hey, this is how we're going to play this out, right? We don't want to collapse anyone's religion. We're going to do this, say it's this.
Yep. And Quex
Yeah.
brings up a good point. Aliens bad, government good. That's been one of my things. Even if you take it from the biblical perspective, it talks about, the world being united under this force. How could you really get the whole world to you? How could you really get it?
It still wouldn't. People are still people. People are still there's
Yeah, but the
even if you go
majority,
down even yeah, but I mean it'll fracture eventually. It's not going to be a long-standing thing like listen, oh, we all need to unite to defend against this. Okay. How long is that going to last?
I mean, not long, but if I think if there was an alien invasion coming, they said, "Hey, it's going to take the whole world," like you would have the most peace you've ever had. You would have the world united against it.
Yes, until the threat is gone.
Of course, but while it's there,
or the threat persists long enough to where people realize we can't do shit. So it's just going to go back to I'm gonna do me, you do you type thing.
yeah. But
And
here's
it
the
will
thing:
fracture.
the threat's there. They use the threat to take power. Whether
No,
the threat's real or it's artificial. Project
No, I get
Bluebeam.
what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just it's not a long lasting thing. I think it's natural for,
I would disagree. I would disagree. They use that to take power. Whatever way this goes, 2 billion, 3 billion people die, and they're still left in control. You got this one world government that they've been wanting forever. Sure, you're going to have your people who are your outliers. You can't ever subdue everybody. That's impossible.
well, yeah, if you're changing, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like if you're changing policy and now all of a sudden there's a crackdown and yeah, we're the population isn't there's only 2 billion people on earth, easier to control, easier to keep scared, easier. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
And
I was just taking it as people, not as this overall arching like plan for a government. I was just speaking on a people level. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's used to bring in everything else. It's like, all right, we have this set date. We know this is happening. All resources are directing to this. Everybody is going to be on a fixed income. It's going to be a digital based currency. It's just what we have to do. We have to do it to prepare
You
for
have
this
to do
event
it. Yep.
coming.
Yep.
It's perfect game plan.
Ah, that's cool. I like that. Dang.
A lien has been put on me. You ain't putting a lien on my house. Well, maybe if I don't sign up to fight the aliens.
And then when they raise your property tax to, $32,000 a year, well, we can put a lien on your house.
Yeah, it'll be 36,000 XRP probably once they roll out this digital currency.
But that's when, that's what's scary about digital. Then you're tracked across all levels. And then we get into, I think a only digital currency leads to like social score, leads to all that crazy shit on top of it.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we get into scary area. Excuse me, I'm burping. If you're new to the show, that's something you're gonna have to deal with. Me peeing and burping.
Him peeing and burping. No piss breaks tonight. Get over yourself. All right, let's watch this clip. It's Joe Rogan. He's talking about the Varginha incident a little bit. Then we got a few more to play about that. that was a good sidebar.
Yeah, I agree. It's
All right.
The
you don't
Varginha
have the
Brazil
social
site.
score to
Do you know about
buy
that
a
one?
car.
That one's nuts. Like the whole town saw this thing. It crashed in the 90s. And they have like a
96.
statue of this thing, like as you're entering the city.
Yep.
And supposedly, this is the crazy story. There was a wounded alien. One of the police officers carried this wounded alien in the back of a car. They brought it to a hospital. There's records of them bringing this to the hospital. The hospital said, "We can't handle this. We have no take it to a different hospital." So they took it to another hospital.
Yep.
Then the guy who carried the thing gets a severe bacterial infection that's unresponsive to antibiotics and dies.
Whoa.
Yeah, young, healthy, fighting age man gets this weird infection after handling this creature. Multiple witnesses say they saw another one of them. There was like a couple of them. One of them was injured that they picked up, and then there was another one that was there. And then many people in the town said that they saw another craft come by to retrieve those aliens. It's a really nutty story because it's the same story is told independently by a bunch of people.
It goes into, like they were saying, like Queck said, and I want to talk about that goes into War of the Worlds. The alien invasion happens and they're wiped out by a common cold.
Yeah.
And it kind of made, but I mean, it takes a man. I gotta say, I'm not picking up an alien.
No,
like I'm a big person. Like I'm confident in myself, but if I see an alien, I'm not going to be like, oh, let me pick him up and bring him to the hospital. I'm going to go back to Jay's reasoning and segregation. Keep him away from me. Keep him away from me.
Yeah, dude, not picking it up. Yeah, I forgot. That's why I wanted to play that, is because there's so much in that documentary, and I had forgot about that portion of it, where the guy who carried it got some crazy bacterial infection and died.
And that's kind of what we were talking about, Kinsley, too, is that, yeah, it would, I don't know if, so I think it would be manipulated. I don't think it would I think the world governments, the powers that be, whatever, would manipulate it to push towards, like we were talking about, a one world government or some control. And that's when we talk into, forcing the shift to digital currency, because we need to track all of our money, everything, because we need to put it towards global defense, space defense, whatever. So I think it would be it would bring us, I don't think it would let us. Like maybe it would but I think it would be manipulated, if that makes sense.
That kind of goes into what Dang was saying too. He said, yes, digital currency, but what about belief systems? If the world automates your belief system, it's locked in forever. Or if they change your belief system, they convince you that whatever. They come out and they say, hey, this is what it is. We know for a verifiable fact. Again, not everybody's going to believe it, but even if you get 70% of the world to buy into one belief system, that's huge.
Yeah. Also, president of corporations, that goes into like Weyland-Yutani and like that universe where there's not countries. Okay, there's countries, but like there's not a president. Like Weyland-Yutani owns the Far West. And they're under a corporation, and it's
there's a lot of people who think the United States is just a corporation.
I think at this point,
and I mean,
we've seen it.
It sure seems like it.
Yeah. Money buys elections, and these, and if I lived in Utah, not to get off subject, no, I don't want 40,000. I know we're not getting there, but AI. I don't 40,000 acres. That's so much land, and Utah is a pretty place, Like, what are you talking about? But then these three dudes that are, local government that's supposed to be the voice of the people go, oh yeah. No, those dudes were paid off. They didn't ask anyone, because then this 100%. Shit passed and everyone was like, hey, what the F? Like,
yeah. And then you have these other bums when the local officials actually do what the people say, and they say, no, we don't want your data center. These psychos just sue them. They go, you're going to get it anyways.
We talked about that last week, and that's That's crazy. And we talked about how disconnected these people are from regular people. Like
Yeah.
we see that, and then you go out there on a podium and act like you're some savior and like, oh yeah, I'm suing them, but I really think this will show everyone that it doesn't show shit. It shows you're using your money to get your way.
Yeah, it shows you're a psychopath. That's what it shows.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what yeah. All right, we got another clip. This one might have to read it. It's just subtitles. But we'll go ahead and add it to the stage real quick. It is a video of a soldier eyewitness accounting of what they saw in Virginia. Again, this was the same one, 1996, just another.
Is this the guy who caught the alien herpes?
No, he died.
Oh, he died. Damn.
Yeah, he died quick too.
Oh,
all right, we'll play this. I'll turn it down a little bit just because I'll probably have to narrate it. I don't think you guys will be able to see the subtitles. Because I couldn't believe my eyes. The guys had brought in a real alien creature on a stretcher. It was just unbelievable, really. I was part of the team that was told to guard it while the doctors worked on it. I really wasn't sure if it was alive or dead. It was really strange. Our commander was really afraid of us catching some disease from this thing. It smelled terrible, really bad. That's another thing from this case, is one of the reasons they used to justify tearing down the ward this thing was in, is that they could not get the stench out of the ward. They said the smell was so awful they had to move everybody.
Didn't the doctor say it didn't stink?
He did.
Okay. I'm just, you know me.
Yeah. The thing itself was maybe a meter tall with a very oily brown leather. His eyes were incredible. It has a weird claw-like hands. I mean, there was no way that this was definitely something. I was only involved on this whole thing at the hospital while I stood guard. The medical team was performing all sorts of tests on the creature, but I don't know if it was an autopsy or whether they were just trying to save its life. From what I could tell, the medical staff were as nervous and as shocked as I was. I mean, you just have to realize how crazy this was. I mean, unbelievable. In the end, the doctors confirmed that this creature had died. Honestly, this whole experience was the craziest thing I ever saw. I know it sounds mad, but I was there. It happened. I saw this creature with my own eyes. Yeah, just another testimony. You're muted.
Thank you. It is interesting, and the conflicting side's always interesting to me. And there's, Dang said something too, that the Uncharter, if humans were going to meet an alien, they have to meet
the UN Charter.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some religious speak. Yeah, and then sorry, it got me thinking about. So I was thinking about they talk about how calm it is. You don't know if it's alive or dead, and who's to say? I mean, I think it's a big part of us being humans. But if you think about aliens, you don't feel pain. You don't, 40K type stuff. You don't feel pain, no fear, no. So it would be very just sitting there. Looking and have you ever heard, and that was the other thing I wanted to get to, is have you ever heard the airport experiment when you're sitting in the airport, you put out a mental message oh, if you're here, give me a sign, and people do it. They'll sit in the airport and do this, and someone will walk by and look at them and smile, and it's probably coincidence, but it was something going around that I thought was funny, and I do want to try.
No, I haven't heard that, but I don't know, dude. I mean, it also goes to the whole thing where the government, allegedly, I don't know if there's any proof of this, but that they were using these 23andMe's and they were looking for people with specific genomes
Yep.
and stuff.
Yep. And it
Which
goes in. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we do know for a fact that 23andMe turned over basically their entire database to the government.
Yeah. Which is crazy. And that's why I'm glad, I wish I didn't get the jab like you, but it was one of the things I was like, people want to, I want to know my heritage. Like, dude, I'm a mutt.
Here's
Like,
the problem.
I know enough, but hold on, let me, and then, shit, I might have lost my, a guy, big homie CC, friend of the show. I'll call him a friend of the show. You don't know much of him, Jay, but, he's someone that worked in personal security for years, got into this extra, and then switched to personnel recovery. So like, you're, I don't even want to say that. I don't like speaking things. Someone has a loved one that goes missing, right? They call him. He's like a fixer, and he has a team of researchers, ex-CIA woman who was a remote viewer, all this stuff. And he goes and finds these people. Well, he talks about using a thermal, walk down like a city street and use a thermal. And he's like, it'll open your eyes.
See, I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
Matthias, what's good, bro? What's good?
Yeah, what's up? He's the
Matthias,
first one to catch
friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. But shit, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, going to the back to the 23andMe thing. It doesn't even matter if you did it. So many people did it that they don't need your DNA. They just catch you. They take your DNA. They have that 23andMe thing. They say, okay, he's the third cousin of this person, this person, and this person. That's him. It's that easy.
Well, I mean, and plus we were in the military. They have our DNA.
Yeah, you just missed my whole point.
I get your point. I know they don't need mine, because if they have my third cousin or my brothers or and through records, that yes, they can connect it anyways. But I'm saying on top of that, they have our DNA anyways.
Yeah, and I was just talking about everybody, not me specifically.
Oh my God, here we go. This guy,
Gang said aliens are us from the past. Here's an example. The Vatican brought out a picture of a communist flag from the 1500s, then quickly put it back in their archives fast. Majority of the CIA are Catholic. We've said it before. We need to raid the Vatican.
Yep.
The Vatican needs raided.
And that's what it may be for the chat. Let's do this now, just for fun. I mean, we have what, 9 people in here or something?
Yeah.
Given you have, let's say let's up it from 8 hours. You have a week. Are we going to do 2 or 3? What 3 places? Like, you can go anywhere, unregulated access. You have a week. What 3 places are you going to? We'll do 2, top 2. What 2 places are you going to? With a week unregulated access, you can go anywhere in there, do anything, see anything. You got a working week, 5 days. Where are you going? If that makes sense. I kind of want to see what
the Vatican's for sure number 1, because I don't think they've moved very much.
Well, I know your answer. I was asking. I wanted to see if everyone lined up with
us.
us.
I'm giving them time to answer.
But you're putting ideas in their head.
Oh my! The Pentagon is not a Pentagon; it's a Tudor Rose Ghoulie Tudor. I've never heard of that. Dude, Dang is coming in here with all the knowledge.
Yeah, he's got some facts. Kinsley, yep, that was when we did 3. That was in all of our top 3.
Tell me to take one of those motherfuckers. See. That's the problem, though. Can it be something that I don't know exists?
Well, it can't. You don't know what you don't know.
Okay. Because I would just be like, take me to the bases that have the aliens.
Well, I mean, I guess if you were in the right place, like the Vatican, or say, You went. No, we can't do that. We can't. No, that gets too broad. No,
it gets too
it's
broad.
places you only know. We did 3 when we talked about it, and I think all of us said Antarctica, the Vatican, and Area 51. Right?
No,
Didn't we all say that?
no, I said the Smithsonian vaults.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're making that up. You didn't say
No,
that.
I'm not. I did say that. I said the Smithsonian
Guys,
and
he's
the
lying.
Vatican.
He's
Quex,
lying.
back me up here. Did I not say the Smithsonian and the Vatican because of all the giants' remains that have went missing? See look what he said. Look what he said.
I guess now that you talk about the bones,
apologize
I do
to me.
remember it.
Apologize.
I'll never apologize.
You're
to you.
wrong. You need to apologize when you're wrong.
No, current time though. Current time. There's no like time travel, Matthias. It's just
I did say that.
What? Oh my God. Another friend of the show is becoming an enemy of me. Unbelievable. The worst thing you could ever do is support Jay. This guy.
America is part ruled by the Vatican and the city of London, and Trump is crushing both of them. Yeah, because he's ruled by Israel.
Well, here's the thing a lot of people don't realize why actually London is still extremely, extremely powerful because of insurance. Most people don't realize this. Like most of the world's shipping and industrial insurance comes out of London.
Really?
So like shipping all this stuff. So when they said they're shutting down the strait and everything, a big part of that was the insurance. I forget the name of the companies. I mean, quick, the AI can probably, our local AI can probably figure it out. But a big part of it is, yes, they insure like most of the world's shipping. And I like that one too. Pentagon
bunker. Yeah.
But how much? I mean, it would make sense that they would have, and it would probably all be data. It would probably all be on computers, so you could sit there for a week and keyword search everything.
Yeah. My problem with Area 51 though is I think it's so known about that the real good shit isn't there.
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone. It's not there anymore. Lloyd's. Yep, Lloyd's. There it is. That's the company, the insurance that does insurance for like most Lloyd's. It's just an insurance company. The biggest for marine insurance. So that
would be cool too, though. Shelley said the Doomsday Vaults in Norway. That would be cool.
But aren't those the seed vaults?
I mean, some of them are seed vaults.
Isn't the biggest one in Norway, or is that in Antarctica too? Why do they have it?
Yeah, why do they have seed vaults in these countries where the growing season's like 3 months? That's kind of crazy. These are factions fighting for the New World Order. Islam, communism, fascism's New World Order, which is the bank's old world realm. Yeah, I mean,
I got to be honest. A lot of it seems like Israel. I won't say Judaism. I'll say Israel. Seems like
you almost said it. You almost said it's the Jews. No, it seems like that. I'm not gonna lie. And when I look into it, dude, I'm not gonna lie to anybody. The eschatology.
Whenever you back up,
I'm sorry.
Your mic, your mic starts to
Sorry.
No, and when I look at it from when you guys have taught me, you and Quex have taught me a lot on eschatology and stuff. When you look at it from the little I know, it really does seem like holy shit. You know what I mean? But
why does this tiny nation of like 9 million people have so much power? They just approved that bill. They approved that bill to roll in the Israeli military in with us.
It got approved.
It passed. It passed.
See, in my goosebumps. In my opinion, the country, not the religion, not anything. Israel has multiple religions. That's like it ushering in a really,
dude, it's crazy
negative. Like that's not good. Like they're on the other side of the world. Like my belief. We should pull out. We should pull into ourselves. Like, look at what Poland's doing. Poland's doing it, and they're doing okay. I mean, they're kind of people are laughing at them and people are watching them and going, oh my God. But like, and we're not Poland. We're the United
No.
States. And I'm sorry for, you know, our people in England and Ireland and all over the world, but like, we have the ability to be so independent.
Yeah,
We
and
really don't
Hungary.
need. Yeah. But
A
we
lot of people
really don't
forget
need.
about Hungary. Like
I
Hungary,
do all the time. Yeah.
sorry, not to cut you off, but like Hungary, for its history, has been
Yeah, but
this
we
border
also have.
between Europe and
Yeah.
Islam. Like they've been in constant conflict.
But rare earth minerals, yeah, I get that. But that doesn't mean we need to get involved with other shit. Like I'm not saying shut down trade. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying the billions of dollars in aid we give. And I'm not saying, whenever I get into this, I can kind of paint myself into a corner. But yes, I mean, China has a shit ton of rare earth minerals, but they don't have oil. And we have a lot of oil. So it's a thing where it doesn't become an aid thing. It doesn't become anything. It's only commerce. Well, you need oil. Guess what? We got oil. You got rare earth minerals. Let's do it that way. I'm solely speaking on, I'm not saying isolate in that way on like our aid in the amount, the bill. I think it's got to be over $1 trillion a year we give in aid to all these countries, right? Something like that.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe trillion's a big number. I forget the difference.
Yeah, I don't think it's $1 trillion, but it's a lot. We give Israel a
still,
lot, and then we
yeah.
give other countries aid to not attack Israel.
Yeah, and then there's aid and otherwise other terms, like not money. We're not giving billions but we're shipping them food. We're shipping them all this stuff, and I get there's other countries that are less fortunate. I get this. And that's where I talk about painting myself into a corner. Sorry, this isn't our focus of tonight. It's just,
Okay.
we're talking about this. We have it. No, but I'd like to, finish a thought because we do this a lot. Let's get back on subject, guys.
We're getting off subject, buddy, because we're going to show the video of Roa Khan talking about the NDAA, Section 220 or 224 that passed. That is basically incorporating the Israeli military in with ours. So it'll be the same funding, which is it's just a fucking coincidence. It's just a coincidence that Pete Hegseth was asking for $1.5 trillion right before they passed this bill that is going to roll in the Israeli military's funding basically into the same funding as us. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But this video is basically Roa Khan coming out and saying, yeah, this is all BB, just so you know, America.
The American people are tired of the arrogance and insolence of Prime Minister Netanyahu telling America what we should do. The entire country of Israel has a GDP that is less than a single town in my district. Yet somehow Netanyahu thinks he can tell the American people what we should do. The person who's most upset with him right now is President Donald Trump. And everyone in America, whether you're a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat, says that we need to tell Netanyahu that America calls the shots, not the prime minister of any other country. They want less cooperation and blank checks to Israel, not more. Only the United States Congress would dream up at this moment, let's actually do more for Israel, not less. And that's what Section 2024 does. It's a pretty simple thing. Should we do more for Israel than we already do, or should we do less? If you think we should do more for Israel, you should be against my amendment. If you think we should do less for Israel at the time that he's arrogantly telling Donald Trump what to do, then you should be for my amendment. Now, let me just be clear. Mr. Netanyahu actually wrote to a member of Congress to put this Section 224 into the bill.
How is that allowed to happen? How is a foreign leader allowed to communicate with one of our representatives and say, hey, I need you to put this into the bill? How's that not fucking treason?
That's to me that is, and that's what I'm like the whole treason thing. We've talked about it. Like so many things that are going on inside our government on the higher level is treason, like that's crazy.
It's
And
nuts, dude.
and
Hey, what's
something
up, Joshua?
Hey, what's good, brother? Up top, Matthias had said in China, yeah, and they did a good job playing the long game. And that was their thing, buying debts and doing this,
Yes.
and they have played the long game. And you're right. And that's what I was saying when I talked about Trump's initially his national defense strategy document, I think it was called. He put forth that well, we wanted to pull out of Iran and we wanted to focus, and that's why we did Israel and why we were focusing on Cuba was, okay, we're going to pull out of the Middle East, but we're going to cut China off of this other area. And now China becomes our major focus. And that's why there's been the big focus on AI and all this stuff, because they know, I mean, we're already in such debt to them. And if they control digital banking and the whole nine, it gets way worse for us. But they did play the long game. And for a while, I think Russia did too. Their initial, back in the Cold War, their initial thing was a long game move.
And that's the thing a lot of people don't know is China went from third world to first world superpower in 3 decades. Like, they played it incredibly smart. They said, hey, we'll do your manual labor. We'll do it for dirt cheap. We'll do it for dirt cheap. And they just kept building and building and building. And now they're the number 2 superpower in the world. Like, right behind us, you could direct competition to us. And they went from third world to that in a decade.
All right, let's not get hostile, chat.
What's going on? What do we got here?
No,
what makes Israel important is whoever controls the Suez Canal controls all the world's trade. Now, Israel's important for some other reasons, because that's where the Antichrist is going to sit.
We're not doing the religion thing right now.
Okay. Listen, you can't keep saying that. You can't keep saying that.
Because it's a rabbit hole, dude. And then
yep. Amen to Matthias. Israel set up those contracts and destroyed American manufacturing. They are a leech on our system, and that.
Yes, but that's not religion.
I'm not saying it is.
I know. But some of what's going on is religion in the chat. But yeah, I think, like you said, and sorry, I got distracted, but China really did play the long game.
Look at Kay being the peacekeeper. Look at Kay.
Yeah.
All right. We want to go back to Varginha. Do we want to go back to Varginha? I prefer this topic, but if we want to go back to Varginha, we can.
Yes, I just.
All right.
I mean, like, there's a reason why you don't, for the most part, and we do here, and I do, but that wasn't the point of tonight. And if we go into that's one of those episodes that turns into 5 hours long.
Yeah, but I mean,
hey, if we want to, I'll go on for the ride. You know my belief.
No. We'll finish up the UFO stuff, because I do have a lot to talk about. They're talking about like Amen means Amon Ra and all that type of stuff, and it's interesting. But we'll shift back. China is.
I agree with Kinsley. I agree with that.
What
humanity first. That's what I say.
Humanity first. Yeah. I mean, that's always a good thing. And speaking of humanity first, I'm glad you said that, Kinsley. I don't know if you've watched our past shows, but it kind of goes into the Peter Thiel thing. Why can't he just say, and we don't need to get into it, it's just what popped in my head when I saw that comment. When he was asked, does humanity have the right to exist? Does it have the right to survive? And he can't answer the question. Like, that should not be an easy question or a hard question for a human to answer.
Well, and I'm sorry, I missed some of it because I was reading, but I don't know if I picked on this, but when you debated you know, a friend of our show, you know.
No, he's not.
Stop it. He helped it. He had definitely brought some people here.
No,
Just
he did not bring anybody.
Okay. But
He's an idiot.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying, but as I'm burping and trying not to die. Now I got sidetracked. See, he fucked me up. Oh, about he was talking something like, oh, to along the lines of the victor goes the spoils. And you were like, well, without our support and without, you know, all this bullshit, do you think like Israel deserves to have the land if it gets taken by the Muslims? Do you remember? Like it was something along that lines. I don't know if that's what you're saying. I apologize if that's not what you were saying, but
no, I was saying it was all artificial. Like it's not like there were a bunch of Jews there who started fighting. No, we put them on boats. We moved them there. The UK guarded them. We shipped them a bunch of weapons, which, by the way, they used a bunch of Nazi weapons. They even had ex-Nazi soldiers in their army at the time. A lot of people don't know that during the 47 war, Israel was using Nazi weapons and Nazi soldiers. So kind of interesting, but no, it's all artificial. They didn't do that by themselves. They didn't win these wars by themselves. If we didn't support them, they would be crushed in an instant.
Oh, of course. And that's where I think, like in what you had mentioned before, you just said it past. That's where I think it's like kind of a dark hole that now, like it's a never ending hole because of where they are. I mean, the Middle East is nothing against people from the Middle East or from anything, but geopolitically right now, it's a dark hole. Radical Islam.
Josh said, okay, block channel. I'm not listening to these anti-Semitic shit. Fuck off, bitches. Well, this isn't the channel for you. We're not anti-Semitic, but if you think that's what it is, ta-ta. See you later, buddy.
I think he was being facetious, but he might not.
I don't know. If you're being for real, good riddance.
Yeah.
But no, hold on. Dang said something interesting. He said the Nazis never signed the declaration to end the war. They escaped to America, Argentina, China, and South America and Saudi Arabia. The rise of China is because of the Nazis. All the Nazis spoke Arabic in China. I don't think that's true. I don't think all the Nazis spoke it. I think that's a pretty incredible statement. I've also never heard anything about the rise of China because of the Nazis. I find that interesting. Now, I do think a lot of them did escape to Argentina, including the big one, Hitler.
Well, I think the rise of China was also due to us. I mean, Japan was destroying China. Japan was having its way with China. The Great Rape, like all this, and it's crazy for such a small, nation. They were putting it to all those countries.
I gotta say something. I can't hold it in. I'm sorry. I gotta say something. Joshua, I hope you're still in the chat because this is really frustrating. The fact that we agreed on so much on the last show, and we disagree. We disagree on this one thing. We disagree on whatever. I'm talking to the chat. We disagree on Israel. And this is my problem. This is my problem.
Now we're anti-Semitic. Yep.
We didn't say anything about Jewish people. Never once did we say fucking anything about Jewish people. And he immediately labeled us anti-Semitic, started calling us fucks, told us to fuck off, called us bitches, left the chat. He's probably going to report this video. Okay.
That's fine.
That's my fucking problem with this.
I mean, and that's always been my problem. That's the thing. I wasn't following along with chat, and I mean, we talked about it last episode too, and he was here for that when we were so I don't know if he was being facetious and is just not here right now, or he all of a sudden decided, but
I don't know.
That seems very MAGA-ish, new age MAGA-ish, right? Like he agreed with a Republican point of view, and then all of a sudden
it is. You're right, Shelley. It is turning into a norm nowadays, and it irritates the piss out of me, but that's the way it is.
It's
that's the way.
unfortunate.
You're right. Kinsley's probably right. They are too sensitive, but it is the way it is.
I think they're brainwashed too. Like I think that I think
it's
that's
all
a
idol
MAGA
worship, dude.
a MAGA point of view. Like nowadays, anyone who's MAGA, if you talk about, you expect that from the Democratic side, like just because out of history and stuff. But now these MAGA dudes are like,
Yep. They don't see that they are being manipulated the same way that the other side is. Like that's the issue.
I hope he is being facetious and he's just not here right now. Like
I don't think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh well. I mean, this isn't the channel for him.
We'll catch another strike. It's fine.
Yeah. Big whoop.
Nah, you're
Good
twat.
riddance. Dang said America's completely ran by Nazis. I don't think it was definitely helped out by it, for sure. There's no denying that. The intelligence, the space race, all that shit was heavily influenced by Nazis. Von Braun, all of them.
Oh, Von Braun.
If people can't take criticism, they're Chinese, Jewish, or a Muslim, or their name's Jay. I'll throw my. I have never been one to accept criticism very well, and I will be upfront. I will be upfront about that to anybody who deals.
Even constructive criticism.
Yeah. I'm very self-aware of it, and I wish it wasn't something that I was like, but unfortunately, it is. Or Trump.
At least you're aware of it. I mean, owning your shortcomings and being aware of it, it's another thing.
Yeah. I even try to mentally check myself of it. Like, I'll try to mentally check myself, like, no, they're just trying to help me. But then immediately comes back in. It's like, what the fuck does this guy know? He doesn't fucking know me. I can do this shit. Dude, it's like them on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, kind of luckily don't deal with that. I'm just an idiot. So.
I deal with that.
But
I have a real bad problem of thinking I can do anything. It goes into
the argument thing too, right? Like, you don't deal with that because we've argued plenty, but like people take arguing in a similar light that you're explaining criticism, right? Like you have a different, and I think that's by here's my favorite words, by design, right? Now that arguing with someone, you automatically can't like them. You have a different view than me. Oh no, I'm not your friend. Oh, like you're a piece of shit. I'm banning your channel. Like, no, man, just okay. We agree to disagree. That's fine. You can leave it at that. We can be like, all right, man, I like everything else you're saying. I like you as a person. I don't agree with you on this subject, and that's fine.
Yep.
People can't do that nowadays. You can't, like, people think you can't. It's crazy.
And I don't know, it kind of goes into my thing too. Like, if you have the same views that you had when you were 18, have you really grown as a person? Because, like, I think back to how I looked at a lot of shit, religion, a lot of stuff back then, and my views have changed. And maybe that's because I've matured. Probably not fucking very much, but my views have changed. Even in the last 5 years, I used to be real pro-Israel. Like, they're surrounded on all sides. Like, they and then
you
it's
learned
just because,
more. Kinsley just said it. We've gotten more info on the whole situation, and
yes, that is the one good thing about the internet is everybody is a journalist.
Oh God, now this KRSN guy's on it too. Good riddance, you nerd. Get lost.
Quacks. Well.
Yeah, turning sheep against each other, and that's the thing. Like sheep to grass. Like it's my big. They keep us down. They keep the blinders on. They keep us fed. They give us this short content, whatever you call it. My mind's starting to leave me now. Short form content. Like, there's a science to it, and they're good at it. Like, let's be honest, they're good at it. Like, there's even times like me, like I'll go on Instagram or something, and I'll be like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, and a lot of these guys probably know, like, there's times I don't answer my phone because I know I put that bitch, nothing to do with it. I'm gone. Mm-hmm. Like, and
that's the way to do it. I downloaded an app where it makes my phone dumb, and I used it for a long time just to get me out of the. No, it helped. No apps.
No,
nothing.
but that's cool. It makes it. Oh, it just locks it down. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you would try to click on something and it would like send you somewhere else. Or you try
No. It's just it's basically just a phone. You know what I'm saying? But Kinsley said something interesting, and he's right. Mainstream is no more. That's right. But what we saw in this last presidential election is the podcast got hijacked. That's what won Trump the election, was the podcast. Wasn't going on Fox News, wasn't going on MSNBC,
not
wasn't
putting out
debating
ads.
them,
Yep.
not putting out ads. It was going on these podcasts. And now all these podcasts are coming out and be like, what the fuck, dude?
Now we're
backed you.
trying to get on that train.
No,
I'm
you know
being
what?
funny. I'm being funny.
I would interview Trump, but it would never happen.
Oh
It
no,
would never.
you'd be like,
It would, yeah, he'd be like, I'm not, first off, he'd be like, these are two idiots. Second off, he knows that I'm a fucking spaz, probably. Like, it would never happen.
you just see my face. You know me. I'd just be sitting there making faces, and he'd probably leave right away.
Yeah. Matthias said, I thought Israel existed to balance the power of the Middle East, and it partly does, but it's also camouflage for the nefarious actions. Yes.
I think originally it was a tool to do that, right?
I don't think so. I think
it was.
Like it was reparations. That's what it was.
Not only though. Yeah,
you
go
could,
ahead, sorry.
And you could say it was justifiable. You could say that. You know, after what the Jewish people went through, you could say it was justifiable. Like, these people need a place to call their own. Okay. And I could give you that. But what it has morphed into, what they're doing the same things that all these Western countries we've heard about during the global war on terror, and that these Muslim countries do. They're doing the same shit. Thanks, Kinsley. We appreciate that, man. That helps us out a lot. Thank you.
That's a man or a woman. Can you clarify that? Just because I don't want to be calling you man, because Kinsley.
Yeah, I apologize. I have a bad habit of that.
Yeah, but that's how we talk, especially when you have young kids. Everyone's bruh. If you're still here, I because I know I've known girls named Kinsley, and I've known guys. Nothing against the name. Okay, what's up, brah? Good. I just want to be, if you stick around, you'll learn that about me.
All right. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry,
to be
Matt.
a good guy, a real nice guy.
We're sticking on the Israel topic for now.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right. But I wanted to show this video last time. We didn't get into it, but you were talking about the aid we give to Egypt, and I wanted to play this video of Joe Kent. Joe Kent, the guy who left his position as the director of counterterrorism.
Okay.
He left his job because he said, this war in Iran is bullshit. All the intelligence agencies told you that they have no chance of developing a nuclear weapon after what we did last year, and we're doing this anyways. So he left the administration, then Trump attacked it. All right, let's play this video. Just wanted to give that kind of foreword of who Joe Kent was for anybody who's not aware.
So look, first off, the aid that we give Israel, that 3.8 billion, it's actually a lot more than that in terms of how much military hardware that we end up parking there to defend them. Not to mention the fact that we pay Egypt a similar amount so that Egypt basically does not attack or do any kind of hostility against Israel. It is pretty much irrefutable. If America pulled away the military assistance that we give, and just really the political top cover that we give to Israel, they would behave in a much different way. They would, at best case, be able to defend themselves and their borders, and that's even debatable to a certain extent. They most certainly wouldn't be able to go on the offense. They most certainly wouldn't be able to get away with what they get away with in terms of the Palestinian territories. So I just believe the amount of data that's out there for how much support that we give the Israelis it's basically irrefutable. Now, the fundamental question for Americans is, number one, can we afford this? We really can't afford to be giving foreign aid to very many countries, if any, right now, considering the state of our economy. But even if our economy was in good order, the question is, what do we get in return? So the first kind of fallacy that he presents there is that the Israelis take a large chunk of that 3.8 billion and they spend it inside the U.S. purchasing U.S. weapons. Great, maybe they do. But then we're saying that in order for these weapons to be purchased and the American manufacturing to take place, we need like a third party like the Israelis. We have to give the money to the Israelis first so they can spend it in America. I just disagree with that. If we want to have a healthy military industrial base for our own country, then we should take that 3.8 billion, not give it to the Israelis, and we should spend it on American weapons for our own reserves, which are running low right now.
I think that's a good spot to stop it.
Yeah.
But that's what I brought up in the that debate with your own travel. Again, it's just the talking points, dude. They hear Trump say shit and they just regurgitate it. Oh, they buy our weapons. They buy our weapons with the money we give them. It's the foreign military fund. We give them $3 billion and they have to spend it on our weapons. What are we talking about?
And then if you say that anyways, they're not paying face value. Like I guarantee you we charged Ukraine, Poland, Germany, like all these. I guarantee you we're charging them more than we charge Israel.
Of course, because there's not Polish foreign lobbies that are putting $240 million into presidential races.
Yeah. And also, yes, Matthias, and that's the thing. And this is what I keep mentioning to a lot of people who were questioning like Iran and questioning Venezuela and stuff. Like in the National Defense Strategic Document, something along those lines, months before Iran happened, Trump actually, and this is where I will defend him somewhat, Trump laid this out, was the pull out of Middle East, and to do that was to handle Iran and to shift to all our focus, not like hostile military acts, but, you know, all of our intelligence, all of our military, so to speak, to China, to slow the growth of China. And that's why we went after Venezuela. And the plan was, I think, to go after Iran or at least the Strait. And I do believe Israel forced the hand because we share too much with them, right? So they knew that was our plan. They probably read the document and said, "Oh, this is our chance." So it was all there. And it's a document that you have to look it up. I think I'm saying a National Defense Strategic Document or whatever. It's there. He put it out. So I do agree that all of this is to combat China because they are almost at uncontrollable growth when it comes to like power because of the long game, like you mentioned before, that they did. That they got all these people to pay them for cheap labor, and you know they were able to buy out all of our debts, and they own everyone at this, not everyone, but you know what I'm trying to say. And I wanted to ask one thing. Sorry, dang, I couldn't quite understand that. Do you get the Zionist official went to America for Arizona? Then Tasmania, then Russia. Google it. So if Israel was so holy, why didn't they ask for that to begin with?
I think what he's saying is,
sorry, I'm picking my nose too.
Before they asked for Israel, they asked for Arizona, then they asked for Tasmania, and then their third option was Israel. I think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, but there's another Jewish country, and it's in Russia. It is, I can't remember the name, but it's basically the Jewish.
That would be a state, not a country.
No, it's its own country.
Well, you said in Russia. Russia is
okay.
Its own
Well,
country.
okay. It's bordering Russia. You fucking jackass. Dang,
sorry, I gotta take it where I can get it. All right.
No, you're good. Dang also said Trump's mom is Scottish and dad is German. Also, if you didn't know, Trump's uncle is the one who was in charge of seizing and studying Nikola Tesla's equipment after he died.
And if you didn't know, Jay's going to love this. Trump's wife, if you go by bloodline, has a right to rule Russia.
If they were still ruled by kings.
I know. Yeah.
Dang said no communist country can do anything for themselves. That's a fact. The biggest investors in China is the Vatican, Sweden, UK, and Germany. I didn't know that. The fastest
You're
growing
part
religion.
of the fucking problem.
Now that is true. The fastest growing religion in China is Christianity. That is 100% true. I've seen that.
And they come and pray for the Jewish for the anti-Semitic for us. They were praying for us. Joshua would be proud. They're here praying for our forgiveness.
Yes, they're praying for us to be forgiven for trying to hold them accountable for war crimes. That's what they're doing.
It's funny that the biggest investors in them, in my opinion, is the whole world. Yeah, so much of the things we buy are coming out of there. Yeah. It's funny. Schmidt, another friend of the show, sent me a message, and it's sailors. Like what sailors have to deal with, excuse my language here, to deliver my Temu pocket pussy. And it's showing like a container ship in high seas, like smashing through.
Well, that's the thing, dude. I've done like reviews for stuff before, and they're from China, and people always like, oh, it's a Chinese product. I'm like, dude, go pull up and go grab 3 items from your house. Go grab 3 items from your house. I guarantee you 2 out of the 3 are not made in America. It is very difficult to buy American products.
And in typical fashion now, they sometimes they say assembled, but some companies say made in America, but every sub part to that assembly is made in China. So yeah, it's assembled in America, made in America. Nothing else is. Yeah, Schmidt would send that, and yes, you don't ever want to see a Schmidt team holder. He's the oil field bum for a reason. What he's smuggling in that beard alone is, God knows.
All right, let's play this one.
Yeah.
Let's play this one. So this is Representative Castro. Will you tell us, the Congress and the American people, whether Israel possesses nuclear weapons? I feel like we should have this answer by now. Well, we do have the answer. Again, this goes back to one of those things. Do we need the government to tell us?
30 of us wrote to you and to the State Department asking our government for an answer, an assessment about a foreign nation's nuclear capabilities. In your opening statement, you referred to India and Pakistan as nuclear nations. We've also spoken in different sessions, both in closed and open sessions, you know, as a U.S. Senator, former U.S. Senator, about the nuclear capabilities of other nations, Iran, China, Russia, France, the UK, both adversaries and allies. And so I wanted to ask you the question today, will you tell us, the Congress and the American people, whether Israel in fact possesses nuclear weapons?
You know that's a question that they've never acknowledged to have a nuclear program. People can have, as you know, an open source and other reporting.
So fucking find out. It's so frustrating, dude.
Most of the world is.
Dude, it's fucking ridiculous.
We went to invade Iran on Iraq on this. Oh, we don't know, but we're not going to find out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's so fucking frustrating that there's this double standard, there's this hypocrisy, there's all this bullshit that it's like, and it kind of went back. Was it Matthias or Dang? And I kind of believed in somewhat of what they were saying, where Israel was beneficial at the time to make, because yes, it was someone in the Middle East, our eyes and ears. And then I think maybe more, it wasn't always an Israeli or a Jewish, dark thing. I think the power was put there and then it was abused. And now we have Israel, what we have today. Like, they were put there because we said, oh, we can put someone there that, we can trust and we can work with. So we have eyes and ears inside the Middle East. Right? I don't think in the 40s that all these people were there, and I don't,
Did you do the? Was that what you're trying to do?
Luckily, you did it. I didn't do it. No one saw
That's
my hands. You
hilarious.
did it.
That's hilarious. I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, that was 100% going on in the 40s. This is a long game. These people in power have a long plan, and it's to somehow they think they can beat they think they can beat the Book of Revelation. That's my opinion. Is they think they can either stop it from coming about or that they can somehow win. That what it says is going to happen doesn't happen. That's my opinion.
And sorry, this stuck with something. I read something Matthias said, friend of the show, Matthias. And I was thinking about it after we were talking about the island and the oligarchies and stuff. And it's crazy when you think of, and it goes into aid too. It's crazy when you think of some of these countries we give aid to, right? Do you think any of that's making it to the people? No. You see some of the countries we're giving aid to, the people it's a third world country. The leaders are driving Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Ghosts, Lamborghinis. All those billions are going to, but yet we're still like, yeah, here. Like, and I'm not talking Israel, but I'm talking some of these other countries that we do give money to. I mean, you even see it in Africa. These countries, and it's not on the scale that we're giving money to Israel and like Egypt, and I don't want to, but it's still, we're giving, hundreds of millions of dollars of aid and nothing is changing. But then you see, the leaders of these countries in a Versace, bulletproof vest with a gold AK. It's like, I mean, that's kind of a dated statement, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not.
Yeah,
and they don't give a shit. It's because these people are like, yeah, I'll do what you want me to do.
Yeah, there's no accountability. We give them the money, and then there's no follow throughs. Like, hey, you said you were going to do this to build infrastructure. Did you build infrastructure? Like, it's give them the money. See you later. That's what happens.
Listen, Shell. You've been here long enough to know these sidebars, and us staying on point and staying focused probably isn't going to happen. It went from Varginha to religion. See, this is why I stay away from religion. It went to religion and religious leaders with aliens and everything, which then turned into this. I'm telling you. It's better to stay away from religion on this channel.
But it's hard for me. Matthias said, I think America has the potential to course correct because of our Constitution. China will forever be a hostile power ruled by slaves. I will disagree with the first part. I think we have crossed, I've said this before, I think we've crossed the event horizon. I don't think we're at a point where we come back from this. I really don't. Like,
no one's willing to stand up.
No, and there's so many factors that go into it, but I just don't think there's no coming back from the Second Amendment. Yeah, and I agree with you. Look, I own my fair share of Second Amendment stuff. I'll just say that, but
I don't.
I
just go LARPing.
It takes a group effort. Lie again, and I'll out your whole arsenal.
A LARPer, dude. What do you mean? But anyways. And I agree with Jay on that too, is that they have so many control vectors. And we went on this I don't think Matthias was there Wednesday, was he? Or did he stop in at I forget. No, you were there.
He was there. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole debt system and everything. And now they have such control over people that, like, if you do try to stand up, you lose your house, you lose your kids, you lose your job, you lose just lose your job alone. You lose your house, you lose your kid. Like, it
has to get so bad to where that is the only option. That's where it'll have to get, like, where people have no other option.
Yeah, I LARP all the time. That's what, I'm a LARPer.
Me too.
You just said you were a Second Amendment.
I am. I'm not saying what I got, but I got all types of shit.
I don't got nothing. I'm just a LARPer.
That's not true. Stop lying to the people.
I'm a LARPer, dude. But anyways, yeah. And that's where I'll agree. I agree. The people. I think we still have it. I don't think we have it in us, but we want better. We want more. We want to course correct, right? And that's where I would agree with you that I think we have the potential to do it. But will we ever? I just think we're too deeply controlled now. I think debt. I think the credit system. I think, they've made it almost impossible to trade. Road to Vostok, like fair trade is they can't control it, so they don't want it, right? Like, oh, I give you here's 2 dozen eggs. I need, 3 loaves of bread. There's a reason why that's gone now. Because you can't tax that. If I come over your house and say, here's 10 gallons of gasoline, give me, whatever. Give me, 10 pounds of meat. There's a reason why that is gone. Why? Taxation. Monetization. All of this,
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, there's all this stuff just follows a path.
Yeah. And it's been a long-term
people.
plan.
Yeah, self-sufficient people, growing, eating, knowing how to, clean
shit,
your
look
own meat, knowing how
we
to
talked
clean
about
your
rainwater.
rainwater, all of it. When you group it all together, and milk, there's a big reason for that too. Like there's a reason why all this stuff is gone. And where it could still, like, if you think about it today, there's still a ton of potential for that. There's still a ton of I can, build your stairs without putting them in upside down. And, you you could give me some eggs.
Okay.
No
was
one knows what I'm
unnecessary.
talking about.
That was unnecessary.
I
You didn't
know,
need
I
to
know,
do
but
that.
it was
I
a
did
little
good
funny.
job.
Come on.
That
You
was-
did. You do a good job in everything you do. I can admit that.
Rude.
Being your friend.
Okay,
but
don't
I just-
glaze me.
I'm gonna
okay?
glaze you. Dude, we
Gee.
lived. You remember ALC?
Mateus brings up Doge, and I think Doge is an important thing to bring up, because why did it just stop? That's my biggest thing, and I have a theory as to why it just stopped. But if you notice, Doge was big. Doge was big in those first couple months. They were finding all kinds of things. Paying
Yeah,
for
they found too much. They found too much.
Well, yeah, they found the money going to Israel. That's my big theory. They found the money going over there. They found the money going to where, hey, we can't talk about this. We can't really fucking talk about it. They found the black budget projects too. Like, did they ever do the DOD? No, they didn't. They never did the DOD. Why do we give the DOD $1.5 trillion? Me and you were in the military. Did it ever seem like we were getting $1 trillion a year or damn near it?
Dude, I was UMO.
Yeah. Well,
The shit we cut on just, and one seeing the money. And that's where I can kind of see it. But I can also see where it's not that much money, right? Where besides top tier units, we're talking, special forces, Rangers, the majority of the army is not getting anything. They're running on crumbs, and they're paying for, a $5,000 bolt, a ladder, a $500, simple fold out ladder. Stupid shit. But I also saw the side of, and of course, that leads into the stupid shit, right? And there was a Congress member who mentioned it. Remember, he was like, I think you've seen it. He's like, this is for a Black Hawk helicopter. We pay, I think it was $5,000 for this piece. It costs $3 to make.
yeah.
And this can deadline a helicopter. It was a thing. You can look it up, but it was something along those lines. Don't quote me.
Yeah, it was like rivets or something.
Yeah,
it was a
but
bag
the
of-
amount of money we paid, like when we went to JRTC, when we moved things, like just to have one of these birds come in, land, and then you're paying for them to sit in the tarmac. It's crazy money, but it's all corrupt. You see the corruption.
Yep.
We're paying $500 for a ladder. we're paying this crazy money to have a C-130, C-17 sit on the airmac. Well, it's a military run airfield, isn't it? Why are we paying, $20,000 per hour?
Where's that money going? Dude,
Where's that?
same thing.
It's
When we
all
went
in,
to-
in the defense contract industry is part of the problem. And why do you think
Yes.
we keep getting in wars? Because we're paying these dudes.
Because they need money. Dude, that's the
Mhm.
same thing. I remember when I went to NTC, I was working on all that shit. And it was over $100,000 in
Exactly, dang.
2016.
Yep.
$100,000 to send one tank to NTC. We put it on the railroad for them in Colorado. We take it off the railroad for them in California, and it is $100,000.
Yep.
Where the fuck does that money go?
In her room, I think, buddy.
Oh, 100%. There's another economy in its hit.
I don't know. Just yell for her. And that's kind of what we're saying is that, yeah, okay. Where I agree with you is where this budget is going. Well, part of this budget is going to the hidden economy that where the military is actually spending it, but it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've seen it, like you lose a rucksack, which you can buy from, in Hawaii, you could buy from some old lady down the road that could sew it and make it out of the same material. You could turn it into CIF. You can buy it for $20, but the army is saying you owe $300.
Yeah.
You're like, what? It's that hidden economy bullshit. It's shocking when you're in the system and you're able to see that stuff. You're like, what?
So, dang, what do you mean by those missing trillions have gone off the world? What do you mean? That does kind of bring up an interesting point. I saw a video earlier.
I believe it's
where-
underground. Dang, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm listening. I gotta pee.
You're good. Here we go. Piss break number 1. Start the timer. What time is it? All right, we're gonna start.
How long have I made it? How long have I made it?
Only an hour and 40 minutes. He has the fucking bladder of a child. But I saw a video the other day and it was somebody talking and they were talking about the Forbes like list of billionaires. And this guy was saying there's several thousand people who just aren't on that list. And it kind of goes into that theory that the richest people in the world you don't even know about. Like they're behind the scenes. You don't really know who they are. Ooh, Dang said there's another economy in space. What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate just a little bit? Putin dog walks Trump every time. Love from Australia. Thanks, Susie. Appreciate you joining. Thanks for stopping by. Oh man, where do I want to go from this? Putin does strike me as a very authoritative leader. Like, especially from the military perspective, like. If I had to choose who I wanted as a president, what?
You're gonna get me going.
No. I was gonna say if like from being in the military, if I had to choose who I wanted as a president while I'm serving, it's Putin. Like you want somebody who has that experience,
Well, and I wasn't going there. And one, I want to touch on the Putin thing. Thanks for stopping by, Shelly. I appreciate it. Shelly, sorry, Susie. Shelly. And
loves
that
Putin.
that was the one. No, that's what I was going to get to. That was the thing I was going to get to first. Is that it makes sense if I were ultra rich in controlling the world. Do I want anyone knowing I have that money? Anyone knowing I have that power? Mark Davenport, Mark's back.
Oh, Mark's walking. He's a poop. What's up, Mark?
Big friend of the show.
Little caveat here, but Mark brought up something important. Something very important. He said it's 2028. We all need to vote for Vermin Supreme. I think that's important.
But I'm sorry. Yes, I wouldn't want anyone to know, right? You don't want people to know you don't want to know your name is involved in anything. You're controlling anything. That's the point. Second point is Putin in Russia. I think we're here in America. especially in America, were a product of propaganda.
I do think that.
I don't think Russia is all this evil. I don't think Putin is this big evil guy. I really don't. Like,
I think he's
I mean, is
probably
there
equivalent to Trump. Like, is he a good guy? No. Is he the worst of the worst? No. But like at the end of the day, I still think he's, you know,
that's what Matthias, that's just what he said.
okay.
Well, that's what I'm telling Matthias, that's what you said. Like, he is like a Trump, and there is an oligarchy, there is a super rich in Russia, there is this thing, but I don't think, you know, Russia used to be. If you go back into the 20s and you go back into, I mean, I can go there if it's
before
a book,
the Bolshevik revolution.
I mean, even the if you guys are into textbooky shit, but that will open your eyes about Russia, is the Gulag Archipelago. Very textbooky, Jesus. But just because of the Bolsheviks, Stalin, and this bouncing that Russia did, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
It's part of life, especially as a male. You're going to jail. Go to college, you're going to the gulag. Like, it's crazy. And sorry, another plug, doesn't matter to me. The Tiger. Read that book. Jay, I've been telling you to read this book. I know you have a lot of books.
I have a back catalog. I have a back catalog.
I know, but the Tiger, and it goes into the taiga in Russia, which is this crazy forest that like falls into all these different ways. Sorry. All right. That's it. Just read the Tiger. Worth a read. Very short book, worth a read. But yeah, I don't think he's hey, Red Bar. Sorry, I'm catching up.
Oh, Dang said, I can steal millions and the government will find me through where I am using my money. So money is traceable. You can't find money. It's gone off the wall.
So I think it's like, I don't really know. I get that. Like, I get that to an extent, but I think like a lot of this missing money and everything has gone underground. Right? Like a lot of this
100%.
missing budget, a lot of this missing stuff, all this, you know, what was it, a month ago, 2 months ago, people were talking about hearing these booms and stuff, and you have these drillers saying, no, they're blasting underground. That's what
and we've heard about that for decades.
Yeah. And I think there is some subterranean crazy
absolutely.
thing. Yeah.
Absolutely there is. There was that lady on Tucker Carlson talking about it. And the interesting thing they brought up, and it's something I never thought of, is how are they powering it down? If it's as big as what we assume it is, it's huge. How are they powering it? And you know, her justification made a lot of sense. It's these free energy sources, these alternative energy sources.
0 point energy, yeah.
Yep.
It's that shit we got from the aliens. And it goes back to our thing is why do they have to tread so carefully? One, religion. Two, certain companies got access to 0 point energy, got access to this technology. Other countries didn't. Well, countries too, but companies, now you owe reparations because here in America, capitalism, you as a government, you gave these other companies the ability for a higher earning potential, and you shut us out. Not a good look.
Not even going back to what you said, you know, countries like what happens if this shit comes out and all these third world countries, exactly. All these third world countries are like, hey, you guys have had access to this shit for 60 fucking years and we've been living like this and you guys
we can't get clean water.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 100%.
The guy who made a car in the States that ran. I mean, there's been plenty of them. One of the big pushes, yeah. I mean, Bob Lazar has a hydrogen power. Now they can't stop it. Like you can make from Home Depot, from your hardware store, with distilled water, you can make a generator that runs off hydrogen. You need a battery, pool filters, bolts and stuff, distilled water, and you can make it's uncontrollable now, but it's still kept out of big automotive, all this. Why is it still kept out of that?
There's no money. Yeah, so it all goes back to money. It all goes back to money.
And people, Shelley likes to say it, sheep to grass. People are so willing to let that breeze right by them that this is real. You can do it from the hardware store for a generator to power not your house, but some things. But yet we still can't do it for cars. Because
that's the whole hypocrisy thing too, is like our government won't look into shit like that, right? They'll shut people down who make stuff like that. But then, and at the same time, they'll try to push on us these rolling brownouts where they're shutting people's electricity because of energy conservation. But then they'll approve these massive data centers that are sucking up more energy than the entire state.
Yep. And that's the thing I said last episode. Where's all these Al Gore people now?
Yeah, 100%.
Conversation is global warming or climate change. There's going to be these big buildings that are in a year putting off 20 times the heat that Hiroshima did. And I get there's a difference when it's put off in the matter of seconds compared, but it's still the same. What do you mean global warming? What do you mean, or even climate change due to global warming? Well, it's not CO2.
Mateus said, like I said, though, America is the only nation on earth that can course correct. Every other nation is doomed without the American taxpayers. And that's my thing. That's why I'm more of an isolationist now. Is
me too.
Screw everybody else.
Fuck everyone else.
Until we figure out what's going on here, until we get figured out. No, you don't get no money. We don't care who you're in a war with. At the end of the day, they can't come here and be successful.
Yeah, you started it, bro. I mean, Israel, you started it, man.
Israel, Ukraine don't care. Do not give a shit. At the end of the day, you could gather up the 3 next biggest superpowers and try to invade America, and you would lose. Like you can't. Nobody can come here and take us over. So why do we give a shit? Like
Australia is another one. I mean, they don't have all the resources, but they do have their border. I mean, they own. You got to cross a lot of water to get to their border, but I mean, also, Susie, nothing against Australia. One of my best friends' family, close, lives in Perth, but there's a lot of beautiful land in Australia, but there's a lot of who the fuck wants to go there? Not being an asshole, but
you refuse to go to America. I mean, there's we got some pretty sweet places.
Yeah, and I think we're painted by our leadership, whereas a lot of people and we're painted by civil discourse and painted by racism and all this stuff, and taking it from someone who was raised in the Northeast and now lives in the South in not predominantly, pretty much the all black, not that matters, but area in Georgia, like people are nice and okay. Like, yeah, we agree in chunks, we disagree in chunks with each other, and there is civil discourse, but for the most part, when you're in it, you can go anywhere. Right? Like I can go deep Alabama. I can go deep Louisiana, and someone is going to be so happy I'm there. And it's
Disney's trash. Don't ever go to Disney.
Yeah.
Don't ever go to Disney. Disney's trash.
Especially the European travel times during the summer. Horrible. I went last summer. Horrible. Do not go.
Disney sucks.
Dude, they charge you $6 for a water, but they say, you can go drink out of the fountain over there, but it's warm swamp piss water. Like it stinks. The water stinks, smells horrible. Not worth it.
And I think they're exempt from paying taxes. At least the one in Florida is, which is crazy. How?
No, go to the one in Japan.
There's one in Japan?
Yes, they have their own.
I don't
You
know.
can go. So this is crazy. Another sidebar. We've been distracted, but we're talking to chat. I like this. You can, for you and even for me in Georgia, maybe not. Yeah, even for me, we can fly to Japan. Well, not right now with the gas crisis. Gas? I said that right. Gas crisis. But you could fly to Japan, go to their park, and fly home for cheaper than it costs you to go down to Florida. Think about that.
It's crazy, dude. It's insane. I went there as a kid, and I was an early teen. I remember it being like $12 for a taco. Like it's insane. Mateo said something good. He said it's in our DNA to love one another. They need to manufacture crisis and privation to keep the sheep distracted from rebellion. Yep, 100%.
And he used my word, sheep. And that's my thing, is it's, and this is what we're trying to build here, right? Like, we talk, we disagree. I disagree with him. He disagrees with me. We'll disagree with chat. Our chat disagrees with each other. But I think that's important moving forward. Is it's okay to disagree. Stop getting butthurt. Stop bringing your emotion into things. Like, in debate and argument, that's like a losing thing. Once someone gets you emotional, you've lost, because they know they oh, yep, I hit a chord. Like, and it's so much in America and the world is like the whole belief is, you think different than me, we can't be friends. Yes, we can.
Shelly said
That's what I
Josh
mean.
disagrees with everyone.
I know.
No, that's not true. That's not true. He doesn't disagree with Trump.
He agreed with us all Wednesday. He was so happy, was so active here, even when we were talking about us not supporting Israel and being called anti-Semites is a problem, because we have nothing wrong with Judaism, but we kept talking about it too much. Then all of a sudden, that's schizophrenic to me. I'm sorry. I mean, like that, or
not to lump
bipolar.
Yeah, not to lump everybody in a whole group, because it's definitely not all of them. It's a lot of MAGA support, unfortunately, which I was one of. I was one of before this most recent term. That's why I say I'll never vote again. I'll never vote again. This was,
I know. I said that
eye-opening to me.
Even though I was a support, I was more on, Trump's side. I was like, my vote doesn't matter, man. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. And everybody always says lesser of two evils, but I'm so sick of that. How about I just don't vote for evil at all? That is the worst
fucking term. And we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Is like that's a term that we all throw around nowadays. Oh, well, the lesser of two evils. It shouldn't be that.
No.
Like, the fact that we're so comfortable saying, well, the lesser of two evils. This is the person who is running your country. It's the lesser of two evils. No, it should be the lesser of two goods.
Yeah.
But it's sad. I don't want to get on one of my rants. I get emotional because, not emotional. It's just,
it's
listen,
just
irritating. I think we should all love each other. There's no problem. We can disagree. Just because I fundamentally disagree with you on things doesn't mean I can't be your friend. Doesn't mean on every other aspect of life we line up and we get along. But because religion, political, and like I always say, they're growing the tree. They're splitting us on every level further and further and further. It used to be two things. Used to be, religion. Okay, just religions. Now it's, different religions. Now it's what you eat. Now it's who you vote for. And it's just growing, and it's just working and spreading us further and further apart, because, when the sheep are 10 miles apart, they're hard to herd, right? They're hard to get back into a group. But that's actually opposite of what I'm saying. It's harder for the sheep. It's harder for the sheep to get together and defend against the wolf. There we go. I recovered.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing. We can disagree. We can argue.
Yeah. Mateus said something
sp-
good. He said, "We have abundance of everything here on earth, except patience and the ability to see things through our, in quotes, enemy's perspective." And that's true. And another issue with that is people making decisions that don't affect them. Politicians voting to go to war, presidents deciding to go to war, but they didn't go. They don't go. Their kids
That's the-
don't go. They're
That's the
talking
one
about
that
a
started
draft.
in World War II.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you
No,
off. I
you're
know
good.
you know how to deal with me, but keep
They're
going.
they're talking about a draft, and there's already been stuff come out saying Barron Trump's ineligible. Barron Trump's 6'9". Mr. P, is he ineligible?
No,
No.
no,
For those of you who don't know, Mr. P's 6'9".
I'm not. I'm a LARPer. I just pretend to be 6'9".
No.
My
You're
character is 6'9".
You're bigger than me than I am of the average person. So
I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, I'm a big dude. Jay's a big dude too. Don't let him act like he would dwarf most people, but we're two big dudes, and I think that's kind of why we got along too. It was when he had to step in and pink belly me when the whole platoon was attacking me. That's when I gained respect for him. Otherwise, I thought he was a whiny. No, I'm just kidding. But
hey.
yeah, and that's the thing, Shell, is that, you know, I can, and you know this, and someone else said it, is was it her too? Was seeing through other people's eyes. That's how I approach everything. And I know it's frustrating to Jay and Quex and everyone sometimes, is like, even if I have a belief, I'm still gonna try to like 180 and argue it and see it from the other side. Like, I think personal growth is what we should all, and personal growth doesn't always mean like, yeah, you should be financially secure, but I think like, for me, don't want to get there, but spiritually speaking, is a lot of personal growth outside of religion. I don't follow specific religion, but when it comes to understanding the world, understanding what I think is the creator's message and everything is, I'll, you know, you attack my family, my kids, I'll bite your fucking face off. Like, and I'm a big dude. I'm not gonna try to like box you or try to no, I'm gonna cause horrible damage to you. Like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to rip you to fucking shreds. Sorry.
Mhm.
I start thinking about my kids and I get upset. But at the same time, that's not, if you disagree with me on something, that's, I don't take that approach. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let me hear your side of it. Oh, okay, you have some good points. Oh, okay. Like, I mean, if you go way back in some of our religion things, and we do yell at each other just because I was intoxicated and you know, but whatever. But we're fine. But I try to take everything in and bring it into my point of view, and I will be the first person to say, okay, yeah, I was wrong. But so many people are so against that. No, especially the political side and religious side. I'll say both. And that's why they always say it. At dinner, don't talk politics or religion. Just don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna like
I
I will
agree,
completely
Dang, but a lot of
I
other
will
people here won't agree
I
with
will
you, Dang.
completely disagree with somebody and just, okay, you live your life, I'll live my life. We don't need to talk. Like, if I really disagree with somebody on something, we don't need to talk. Like, I don't want them dead. We don't need to talk.
Exactly. Yeah,
Dang
I know to
said
separate. Yeah.
religion is a business. And I would agree but disagree with that. So organized religion is 100% a business. You reading the book and,
Yes, Shell. Yes.
and keep, you know, taking that in. If you follow those laws, you're probably going to be okay. Like, if you follow those laws
That's
and you
what
live
I'll
your life
agree.
like that, that's
Mhm.
you're gonna live your life a good way. And if everybody did that, the world would be a much better place.
Yeah, and I think that's an older, you know, I'm assuming you're Gen X. My dad's the same way, but he's not Gen X. He's baby boomer or whatever.
Oh no,
but
I do that too, definitely.
But he was very like, oh, no. It's like, hey, man, people make mistakes, and he's
No.
grown a lot. But at the he was but he was on a very like, and to some extent like, but it's on very low levels. Like what he says, breaking his trust is like, and you're shut off, and there's some safety to that. I get that.
No, my
Forgive,
thing
do not
is,
forget. I think that's a thing. Like, I'll give you another chance.
I don't agree.
As George Bush said, "Fool me once, shame on you."
My thing is I have a pretty low net of people I actually trust. I have a pretty low
I do
net.
too.
So
I
once
don't-
I let somebody in there and they break that, okay, we can talk, but like I have nothing. We don't need anything. Like
Yeah,
at the end
but
of the
you're
day,
not
I don't care if
hostile.
it goes. Well, I can be 100%. If I think somebody is a scumbag, me and
I
you
know
both
you
know
can.
scumbags. Like
I know
then I
you
want
can be.
absolutely nothing to do with that person. But that's a bad person. There's a difference. There's a
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But if they just disagree or they do something that doesn't align with your morals or whatever, yeah, you're gonna steer clear with them, but you're not gonna be hostile towards them. And I think
Not till
that's the
they're
difference.
hostile.
Nowadays, people, just because of one difference, and I understand we're talking more about wrongdoing now, and that's a different talk, but even like differences and where you see morally they're a little different, but you can still be cordial, but you're not going to let them in. They're not your friend. But you're not out there, get away from me, you horrible person. Like, certain people. I mean, we've seen it. We've all seen it, that people
Dang
just act
said,
this way.
sorry,
Go ahead.
I'm on
No.
this. Dang said, God is dog. The English language is interchanging. It's upper stiff lip to the occult. Occult means hidden, and understanding God is to understand Latin. The English diverts you in so many ways. Well, you don't need to refer to Latin. You would refer to Greek if you were referring to the Christian Bible, not Latin.
I also want to talk about I've picked up parts of it, Matthias and Kinsley in Cuba. Cuba is a big thing, and there's a problem with Cuba right now. I don't know, I haven't read it all. A big problem with Cuba is they're so reliant on the state where people won't work. It's a welfare state. People don't work, they don't know how to work, they don't know. And you can look into it and talk to people who have gone to Cuba, because like you can't really go from America, but you can, go by other means. In that's the will to work, the will, not on everyone, but on a lot of people, is gone because they're in, and it kind of works, right? And that's where I say the design part of, crypto or digital currency, social scores, all this stuff would kind of go full circle to that, to where we become dumb people who sit on the street and, me spend our allowance on alcohol. I don't have to do anything else. And you actually see that in Cuba. And there are people that do flee Cuba because of that, because there's not much opportunity right now in Cuba. There's not. And
No.
yeah.
And that's partially, I mean, not even, you could say the majority, our fault. And maybe it was for a good reason, but at the end of the day, dude, we helped Castro take power. A lot of people don't know that. We helped Castro take power. And then when he switched on us, which apparently we didn't see coming, then we were like, oh no, you guys are cut off. Stay the fuck away.
We did that with Syria, with Iraq.
Yeah.
If you look into the end of it, Kinsley, okay, I this is fine. Jamaican, I respect it, but so are you agreeing with me or disagreeing? I really want to, like, I'm curious, because people that I know that have gone there for not vacation, but for other reasons, for aid and stuff, this is what I'm getting that information from, is where it is a beautiful country. It is, but there's so much. I just want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want us to get involved in Cuba. Would it be like I would like to visit Cuba, but at the end of the day, like I don't want to see. I
I
believe
know.
in
I'm about that, man. And so again, I'm saying what I know from people I trust who have gone there for aid, like medical missions and stuff. My it's not my brother, but it's someone in his circle. He goes to Africa. He goes all over the world for orthopedic surgery, for people who have fallen in fires, for people, and it's that group that I've heard it from. I mean, don't like I'm not being I don't want to seem as being confrontational. I for better knowledge, I want to know what you're saying, if that makes sense. Like I believe in truth too, and I I will argue if I'm firmly against it, but I'm not saying I I'm all knowing when it comes to Cuba
Right.
or anything. I'm just saying what I've heard from people I trust, right? I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too. But I just
No, I mean,
I agree, and I agree. There's we're a product of that, and that's what I mentioned when we talk about Russia and Putin. That it's all a product of Western propaganda, where we're painted to say these people are so evil, and I think some of that does carry on to Cuba. But again, I'm not going off what media is telling me. I'm going off what someone that's a friend has told me from being there 7 years now. 7? 6 or 7 years.
dang, where are you finding this stuff about this Temple of Poseidon off the coast of Cuba? Like, we need sources for that
Dude,
type of.
he's I mean, nothing again. He's got esoteric knowledge. I think and I like esoteric. I love reading about, but like,
Queck said Kay just told me she likes pineapple on pizza. I'm disgusted. There's nothing
I
wrong
would.
with that. There's nothing
Yep.
wrong with that.
I'm against you, Quex. I'm
Let me
against.
tell you guys. Let me tell you guys something. I like mushrooms on my pizza.
Oh,
Sometimes I'll just get a mushroom pizza.
Mark isn't here, but I like mushrooms in general. On pizza, on anything to alter my mind state, mushrooms are great.
He said ban them both, Jay. I'm not banning them for their pizza affiliation.
We both said we agree.
Yeah. Well, you're the one who's getting banned. You're talking shit about pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never really approached it from that angle. But I mean, to the same extent, China, Russia, that's always been a focal point because it's a few miles off our coast.
It's the same thing we do with Israel.
It's a strategic strong point. It's a point where they will pump so much money in order to have eyes and ears in there.
Yep.
And that's where I will say, yeah, that's where it's from.
Yeah.
They're paid for. Listen, be nice, Matthias. I was appreciating his input. All right. Oh, no, he's there. There he is.
Okay, that's true. That's 100% true. Dang said Ghislaine Maxwell had a business for. I don't know if it was for finding Atlantis. She had, and she
I was
was
talking to Kinsley, but
it's weird. I know. I just wanted to address this. And she was a citizen of it. It was like I don't remember what it was called, but she was a citizen of this basically corporation or something that was like I don't know how to say it, but it was basically underwater. It was very weird. Very weird.
yeah, well, we know you three are. I mean, there's certain ones we know when you guys are talking shit to pass over. No, but I want to talk to Dang and Kinsley, or Matthias, Kinsley, Dang, whatever. I think Matthias and Kinsley, but like, okay, disagree, but we're okay to disagree. Don't get upset. Talk about it. Okay, and yes, I agree but also don't get upset when you're debating. We can talk about this. I know I sound like whatever, but that's an important part of it, right? Like, we all agree that, like, we can have differences, and that's been my thing all along is we can have differences. Let's talk. Let's not get hostile. Don't get hostile. Even if someone goes against what you believe, don't. Ghislaine Matla.
What's up?
Dang. Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein shared a documented fixation on the deep ocean in the lost city of Atlantis, which heavily influenced their social and operational circles. Hell.
Not
Oh no,
surprised.
we definitely get hostile, but we know
Oh,
each
yeah.
other, right?
Yeah.
We know each other, so we know we
Yeah.
can say horrible shit and yell at each other and then be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" There's never gonna be a problem, right? Like, we can be horrible to each other. I've heard the things you've said, Quex. You're the most foul-mouthed motherfucker there is. I've
Kinsley,
heard what
to be fair to Matt, he is telling you it's from people who have been to Cuba.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, Kinsley. It's someone who has been there 6 or 7 years. Every year for 6 or 7 years, they go there. It's not orthopedic surgery, it's a different type of surgery. They go there for relief. And they, like, at this point, they know and it's not media that I'm hearing it from. I understand the propaganda side of it. I understand we live in a propaganda state in America as much as anyone does, right? Okay. And that's why I'm trying to talk to you about it. I'm not being hostile. I want to know what you're saying, right? Like, it's not a hostile thing. I'm asking for clarification of what you're saying from the information, right? And that's what I'm saying to you. It's from someone who's gone there, who hasn't lived there for 4 years, right? And I'll agree with that. They've gone there for a week to 2 weeks at a time for 6 to 7 years. No, Matthias, be nice. That's, I mean, you're not really being mean, but at the same time,
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
that's not mean.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. It's not mean, but I know how people perceive things, right? Sorry, I'm burping. I'm trying to digest here. But yes, that's really all I'm asking for, right? Like, I'm not maliciously arguing with you or trying to start a fight. I'm trying to talk about it. And that's where we need to kind of stray away from is, and I might be wrong in perceiving it, but it seems like, okay. See, man, I'm not trying to be argumentative, or I haven't been disrespectful at all. That term right there, do your research. Okay. I'm hearing my thing from a source and you're hearing your thing from a source. We don't need to say terms like that and be kind of disrespectful, dude. Exactly. I'm just trying to ask you a question of what he said. That's it, man. Like, trust me, I love that you're here.
Kinsley, are you from Cuba? Is he from Cuba?
No, he's from Jamaica. So, like, that's why I respect it, because I really don't understand, but I know some of the hardships that Jamaica has gone through. By no, I mean secondhand.
Yeah.
I don't like. Am I being clear that I'm not trying to be
No, you're good.
disrespectful, argumentative? Like, I'm just trying to get an answer, and there's
You
nothing
keep
against
talking to
that,
him.
man.
I'll keep talking to Dang. Dang, I need you to drop a link to something about this Poseidon temple off the coast of Cuba. First off, I don't find anything. What you said about Ghislaine Maxwell and the
I've heard of that. Yeah.
The Terra Project, That's 100% true. I pulled something up because I'd heard about that before. But this Poseidon Temple and them looking for it, I haven't found anything. I don't put it past them. Like they were Jeff Epstein, he was a
Terramar.
huge eugenicist. Terramar, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't consider someone from Jamaica a communist, Matthias. I mean, I could see where there could be influence, but like I don't want to push away someone who's here and has been engaging the whole time. And I'm pretty sure I haven't been. I've just been trying to get an answer.
Yeah. It's been fine.
But I mean, it kind of, I don't know. I hope you're still here, dude. Like Kinsley, like I hope you're still here, but it's kind of what we've been talking about this whole time. Like you don't need to get defensive. We're trying to talk about it and trying to have, right? Like,
yeah, no, I mean,
and even in saying that, like, I don't know. I know. I that and yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Quex.
We're not ganging up on him, and I don't want to do that, and I don't ever want our chat. I'm pretty sure he's left. I can't see. Yeah, no, we have 10 people. I'm pretty sure he's left, but like,
maybe
this has been something I've been stuck on the whole time. Jay, Quex, you can. I mean, Shell, K. I'm pretty sure even Matthias. Like, okay, I just I don't. We can disagree. This is a part of the problem in society is that disagreement means you have to hate each other and it means it has to be a fight. No, we can talk about our disagreement. And I'm not, I don't even know what I'm saying.
It doesn't even have to be.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Kinsley.
I think.
And yeah. And that's where I think we need to give people time, right? Because I think that's the other thing is like silence and all this stuff means something else. Where it doesn't always mean that. He's watching a YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
Like
of us. Thank you, by the way.
But he could be cooking, he could be dealing with kids, he could be doing, and that's where, you know, I want to wait and try to get and I can't tell. We need to figure that out, Jay, where I can tell and highlight things and whatever. But that's all it is, man. And I appreciate you sticking here and talking and yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is where we can have different views and we can talk and we don't need to be. I know, Matthias, but we don't.
Hop in the Discord, you two. Hop in the Discord, and if you guys want to debate in there, go debate in there. Like,
and we can do we almost always do an after show. Like, you know, we're big time here. We're big time dudes, and we have an after party to the.
At the end of the day, like you guys don't know each other, you'll probably never see each other. So even if you guys get your feelings hurt, it doesn't matter. Go hop in the Discord, and you guys can talk about it.
And guess what? Respectful. If your feelings are hurt, you can still be friends afterwards.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times Quex and this shithead have hurt my feelings and whatever. Like at the
what he means to say is there's been plenty of times where he poke holes in his argument that he can't answer.
But there's been plenty of times that, you know, they just can't argue
Incorrect.
other than a book that my argument is wrong.
Incorrect. All right, guys.
We're not going there.
All right, guys. That's gonna be it for us tonight. If you want, we'll hop over in the Discord for a little bit. But that's gonna be it for this stream. Again, if you guys haven't already, please give us a sub. We go live every Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time in the US. And then we usually throw one more in there, TikTok usually.
Yeah, we try to.
Yeah.
And we're about arguing. Like at the end of the day, we love to argue. I think we all have ADHD and there's some part of us. But yeah, I mean, we usually go over to Discord after the episode and get berated by our Irish and English viewers and one American women. Women are the worst, but you know.
Or anyways. Mr. P gives us lessons on singing mechanics. But anyways, we'll see you guys over there. See
Later.
you guys.
Thanks,
Peace
guys.
out.